Alright, what is up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about my fire alarm control panel that I made myself. Like I said I would in the first video. I'd like to first say a thank you to Carter from Welove Fire Alarms for giving me several ideas and inspiration to build my own alarm panel. So there's been a few updates since you saw it in the last video, and it's constantly changing. So you'll probably see some changes in later videos as well. One of the biggest things that you can see now is that I've covered up the front of it with lettering stating that it's an alarm control panel and basically what I call my panel. And this is my 2101 panel. So I'm basically going to show you some basic operations, what's inside, just to give you a little bit better idea of how this panel works. And if you're looking to build your own panel and you like some of the ideas in this video, feel free to do that. I also recommend going to Welove Fire Alarms, his YouTube channel, looking at some of his stuff, and looking at the secrets to behind his panel. Some really great stuff in there too. So now I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So here's the inside of it. Here you can see I've added some operational instructions on this side, and over here are all of my function switches. Just bring it back there. So I have 4 zones here. Currently I'm only using 2 of the 4, and that's for my 2 pull stations here, 1 and 2. Eventually when I get more pull stations or initiating devices, I might fill those up. Down here, I'm only using 2 of these 4 as well, System Silence and System Acknowledge. The System Acknowledge can also be used as a fire drill switch. And as I stated in the first video, it's basically in walk test mode as it is. So I'm going to activate an alarm real quick, reset it to show you how that works. Key activation. See that as soon as I reset it, the alarm is reset as well. So now I'm going to be demonstrating system silence, and this will keep the system still an alarm. So as you can see, that switch silences the alarm with the pull station still activated. To reset the system, you must perform 2 steps. 1. Reset the pull station, and 2. Reset the panel. Now if you want to acknowledge the system, basically where you want to keep the system in alarm even when your pull station is reset, you're going to use this, your acknowledge and test switch. Activate the system, acknowledge. Now I'm going to go ahead and reset. You can see the system is still in alarm. To reset, simply flip the switch back up to normal mode. Now, there is a way to be able to use the system so that you can silence one zone while another zone is open for a re-alarm. This is a more advanced skill that I've integrated into my panel so that, well, I guess we'll just show you guys. So I'm going to activate my T-bar, silence zone 1, because that's what it's on. And I'm going to activate my own pull station here, and silence zone 2, and then reset everything. Activate the T-bar. Silence zone 1, you can see everything turns off. Now I'm going to activate my own pull station. Silence zone 1, silence the system. Now I'm going to go ahead and reset everything. This is a very nice feature, and essentially how it works is each pull station or zone is set up on its own circuit so that it's controlled individually, so that way I can have a re-alarm. Now to reset this, turn off system silence, turn on zone 1, turn on zone 2. Okay, so that's the very basic operation of my alarm control panel on your master level. Now I'm going to show you some things inside and some maintenance level operations. So here there are 3 or 4 thumbtacks that I use to hold the board in place. Just standard thumbtacks. There's the sole over here. Just bring the board out. Move this over here a little bit. So you can see it is quite a wiry mess in here. Not quite as a mess as Carter's from Welove Fire Alarms, but I'm sure I'm yet to get to that point. So I'm sure you've noticed the 2 switches up here. These are my NAC, Notification Appliance Circuit, NAC, circuit switches. These provide individual control of NAC functions. That's why you only saw my Gentex commander go off and not my Welove exceeder, because I had NAC 1, that's where my exceeder is, in the off position. If I wanted to, I could turn NAC 1 off, NAC 2 off, NAC 1 on, NAC 2 off. Now if I activate an alarm, you're going to see that only the exceeder goes off. Oh, he's upside down. If I turn them both on, they both go off. So that's a pretty nice feature, to be able to disable and enable different NACs, especially if, like tonight, I only want one going off. So in here, I'll tell you a little bit about what's inside my panel. So up here, these are all my zone functions. As you can see, I only have 2 set up. Up here are all my operational functions. So that's going to be your silence, acknowledge, test, all those switches. I have a few different wiring terminals here. Those are basically just like giant wire nuts. So you can connect a lot of different things without having to mess with the wire nut. Over here is my power supply. It's just 3 9-volt batteries. Basically what happens is one side, let's say I choose the positive side, runs directly up to my alarm. Then the negative from the alarm runs through pretty much all the switches, back down to the negative side of the battery. Now it's pretty complicated because, as you can see, I have a lot of functions. So many I can't even tell you exactly how I wired it. But yeah, basically one side goes direct, the other side goes through all the switches. That's essentially how it works. So now I'm going to put it back together. It takes a little working. I just insert thumbtacks back into position, hold the board in place. It's happened before, the board will just pop out without the tacks. And that is the basic operation of my 2101 fire alarm control panel. One thing that I just want to show you real quick for fun is the back of my alarm board. So it looks fairly nice how it is here, but on the back it's a whole different story. It is quite the mess back here too. So potentially I could put more of these wires into my panel and less out onto my board, but I don't really feel like going to the work of figuring out how all that would work. So for now, I'm probably just going to stick with this. It looks nice on the outside anyways. So I think we're doing pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this short video on how my fire alarm control panel works.